What's up guys, it's Anthony, and in this week's video we're going to be working on putting the front end back together and getting as much done as we can. I already kind of started. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather right now, got a cold or something, but I'll show you kind of what I've got done already. So we got the coils back in, and when I was jacking this side up, the jack slipped off of the knuckle and landed on that, and all the weight was on the axle and it bent the lower control arm bracket. So I've been fixing that. My paint job got absolutely demolished, which is whatever, but the inner fender still looks pretty good, so I'll take it. I believe the next thing is get the front axle up and kind of get everything hooked back up. I got the steering just lightly started. Need to try and get the track bar bracket started and then start pulling the axle around to get lower control arms in. But we'll see how much further I get tonight. I might just go ahead and call it a night and just relax, but we'll see what happens. So I'll keep you guys updated. Man, things are getting bad. Need to hurry up and get this thing finished. Alright, so I got the rubber side up in here, the Heim side down at the axle. I found a form with the part number for these, and that's how Rubicon Express says to do it. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do, but hopefully it's right. Not too sure. I don't really want the greaser pointing down on the Heim joint side in here, so I'm gonna put it up like that because I would assume you want it to be flat on the bottom, but we might have to fix this. But I got the axle ratchet strapped and this is kind of pulling it forward, but we're getting there, so slowly but surely. All right, there we go. Grease circs are in to where I can hopefully get to them, and yeah, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll start getting this thing back together shortly, so, but looks pretty cool. All right, so we got the other side lower arm in. It's been a couple of days since I worked on it. Next is to get the track bar hooked back up, and then obviously everything's got to be adjusted. I'm just kind of getting it close, and then I will have it aligned and we'll go from there. But yeah, we're almost to where we can set her back down on our own weight, which is kind of exciting. Well, I think these are bigger than what I think for lift height coils. That's just insane. There's no shocks, obviously. Track bar's not hooked up, steering's loose, all that's loose. But man, she got big real quick. Look at that. I just wanted to see how it looks sitting on its own weight, so that way I can move the jack stands to the axle to do the rest of everything. But that looks so good compared to the rear. So I'm glad I got shackles for the rear. But man, that looks so good. Alright, so next thing I'm gonna do, I've got the axle pretty centered, it seems like, for just a rough alignment. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually pull it from here, and I'm gonna put that side in first, adjust the Heim out close enough, and then we can do the rest on the alignment rack and get it nice and centered. But man, does it look so good. Plus we got those upper arms, which I got this side fully loose, so we could put this side in if we really wanted to right now. This side, that upper bolt up there, or that nut, you can see it, it's starting to kind of round off, and I need the torch to kind of try and heat it up because I want to try and avoid pulling my starter and having to punch a socket on it. But it's kind of the goal right now. just to get this kind of drivable. Then we might start snugging up the links and everything that are on right now. But yeah, this is exciting. We're doing pretty good. So let's go ahead and get that side put back in and adjust the high mount on this side, or the Johnny joint. And yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so we just need to put that cotter pin in the rest of the way, tighten up track bar there, tighten up track bar there, tighten up the lower links, upper and lower bolts. I think the track bar is in a pretty good spot in terms of being like the same pickup point as the track bar, or the drag link, whatever one that one is. But yeah, I'd like to swap to an over the axle setup, but down the road. Alright, so last clip you guys seen was me kind of playing around trying to get the axle centered and track bar and stuff like that. It's been a couple days. I've just been kind of tinkering here and there with being sick and stuff like that. I just kind of been tinkering when I have a little bit of time, when I feel like it. So we've made a little bit of progress on the front, but not much. But today I think we're going to either jump over to the back and get these shackles installed that I have, or get the front control arms in. Not too sure what I want to start with right now. We'll see. It's a little bit windy today, so hopefully that doesn't affect the video too much. I do need to flip the bushing side, the rubber side that goes to the body of the Jeep on the front lower control arms. Flip it to where the grease zerk is up on the top, and position the grease zerks so that way I can actually grease them. Because, yeah, I don't know which way they're supposed to go. I can't find any instructions, but it looks like they'll have plenty of clearance if I put the grease zerk on the top, so I think that's how it's intended to go. I don't know, some of you guys are probably down there in the comments typing that that's how it's supposed to go. I don't know why, yada yada yada, but whatever. I'm learning. I don't really know what I'm doing. We're just kind of winging it, trying our best. So let's get some tools out and figure out what we're gonna do. I have all the bolts loose on the upper control arms, so I just got to get all the bolts out. And then I do have bushings for the axle, but I don't know that the bushings need to be replaced necessarily, but maybe we'll see. I mean, I have them. I could always do them at a later date, especially now that all the bolts have been taken loose and all that stuff. It'll be a lot easier. But yeah, I'm just kind of excited to get this up and going again. Even though with the lift and having a 242 transfer case, I don't know that I can drive it, but I work like less than a block away. So we can at least drive it up to the shop to get an alignment done, and then bring it back down here and start figuring out how to pull the transfer case out. And then we have front and rear bumpers to weld up, the DIY kits. And then we have frame stiffeners. And then, you know, the Jeep's pretty much good at that point for the summer. I do have an oil pump, rear main, and I need to order the oil pan gasket, but we also have that to do. So we got a lot of work to do still, but I started with the stuff that I'm more unfamiliar with, and that's going to take a little bit longer, which is why I started with the front. The rear is just some shackles, and I already got the bolts broke loose that are in the body. So we just need to get the suspension jacked up and be able to lower the leaf springs down away from the body, so that way I can put the new ones in. Shouldn't be too bad. And I think we're gonna set them on the highest hole for 2 inches and see what it looks like. We might have to lower it down. We'll see. But yeah, let's go ahead and get some tools out and see what we can do. Well, there it is up off the ground. This kind of will be about what it looks like all said and done. Alright, so shackles are pretty straightforward. You've got this bolt that goes through the hanger and goes into the unibody rail over here. So I just made sure to heat this up really good, and then I went ahead and broke it loose. Same thing, we're going to heat this up without hopefully destroying the bushing inside of the leaf spring, and so that way we can get this one out. But we'll do that when we can lower the leaf spring down, I believe. I think. I don't know. Kind of just winging it. Hopefully it's the right choice. And we need to get some stuff taken care of back here. It's getting a little rough. But yeah, let's go ahead and figure this out. Alright, so I went ahead and pulled the lower bolts on the rear shock, so you can see them just dangling there. Now we're going to go ahead and let the axle down and start pulling bolts. Or maybe I should just start pulling bolts now. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going for it, taking shit apart, putting it back together. So let's see what happens. Alright, so we got one out. I'm gonna go ahead and try and break this loose, and then I think we probably need to have the other side loose to make it easier, but we're gonna try and do it just one side at a time. But maybe I should slip this back up into the pocket and do the other side. Maybe I'll do that, just to maybe make life a little bit easier, but we'll see. These leaf springs are shot. I know the other side, or these shackle bushings are shot. I know the other side is really blown out. That's why my Jeep's always leaned to the side. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and actually slip this back up there in the pocket and pull the other side out. That way, hopefully, I can lower the whole rear axle at once and break these loose. Well, it doesn't want to come out because it's awfully mangled up. So that might get interesting. Man, I really need to drop the tank and fix all that. That's pretty bad. But see how much more I can get done. Alright, so there's one shackle. Just heated it up, put the bolt loose. You can see it was a little rusty. Definitely need to clean it up. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm trying to decide if it's worth spray painting up in there right now just to try and help rust. Probably is, so maybe we'll spray that while we're getting the other side undone. Sorry for the wind noise, but yeah, we'll see what we can do. Alright, so I decided against painting it. We'll just shoot some spray paint up in there, just kind of as it is. Yeah, that was kind of a bear to get in there. This part's going to be fun. Hopefully, as I lower the axle, I'll be able to get it over here. But we'll see what happens. Alright, we got it out. You can see just how destroyed this one is. This was like sticking through up here, and it's kind of like pushed through the hanger, so I don't know how that's gonna go. But I guess let's hope for the best. I know this is pretty bad. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll hope for the best, I guess. Well, we've ran into the first problem. I don't think that they should be doing that. So we might need to figure something out. Maybe when I go to poly bushings in these, it'll be better. But right now, I think it might be alright. But let's go ahead and get the other side on, get this down, clean up for the day, and see what else happens. Alright, here she is in all her glory, sitting on her own weight. I think it looks pretty good. Obviously the 31s are a little bit small under there now, but I don't know, I think I like it. I think that's a good place to leave off for this week's video. We've been working really hard, and obviously once there's shocks on it, it'll pull it down a little bit because it's all like unsprung weight. Bumpers weigh it down, frame stiffeners weigh it down, but yeah, there she is. That's her new look. All right, and like I said, I think that's gonna be it for this week. Obviously we still got to put shocks in. It's probably not going to be very happy because the driveline at the T-case is very bound up. Needs shocks, needs alignment, needs bigger tires, need to do the upper control arms still. So we still got a lot to do, but it's just cool to be able to see it sitting on its own weight and kind of what the future of the Jeep is going to look like. But thank you guys for watching. Has been Anthony with Anthony's Adventure. And if you are new, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys in the next one.